Hello friends, and welcome to the long-awaited Stalker pilot story time. I wasn't going to do this video. One, I just didn't want to be messy. It's kind of embarrassing because I missed a lot of red flags. Keep in mind, this was my first relationship dating situation after my marriage had ended. I was learning as we go, okay? So we are going to call him James. James was 50. I was 37. I live in Colorado Springs and James lives in Denver, which is about an hour and a half away. He was a pilot, so he traveled a lot, which worked for me. I am a busy mama. I've got a lot going on, so I don't need a man that's clingy, especially right off the start. He is Middle Eastern, and I am only sharing his race because people like to guess and then make it a part of the story. His race, culture, beliefs have nothing to do with the story, and any racist comments are going to be deleted and blocked. James and I actually met on Facebook dating. We hit it off right off the bat. Super easy to talk to him, which was really important to me. He seemed to have a sense of humor. Things were going well. About a month later, we decided to meet up for coffee at Starbucks near the airport. Coffee went great. On paper, it felt like we'd be a good fit. Now, January is apparently a really busy month for pilots, but he did have some time that he was home in Denver, and it seemed like even if he was home for a day or two, I don't know, it just seemed like he would act like he wanted to see me, but then it was like he had anxiety about it or something. A month after the coffee date, I was just at a point bro, I like you, I like our conversation, I feel like we are vibing, but we either meet in person. I'm wanting to have an actual relationship in person. Literally right as I was texting out being bro, don't think you're ready for a relationship right now. I didn't say bro, but he texted me and said, hey, do you want to come over tonight? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I feel like we had spent a lot of time on the phone, did some video chats, texts, all of those things. So I was ready for it. He kind of made some comments don't judge my house. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why he's been so apprehensive of me coming over. But guys, if you see my cleaning videos on my family channel, a little messy house is not a big deal. And I was also thinking how messy can this big of a house be that houses one person? So I was just no, it's fine. No judgment. I was cutesy, guys. I was in this nice sweater dress. My hair was curled, makeup on, winter boots. Yeah, smelling good, all of the things. This is the first time that we had met since the 90-minute Starbucks date. So this is kind of our first full date. I felt like the Starbucks date was just because I was picking up a friend from the airport. I was already in the area. He was off. So he's let's go grab some coffee. But this was going to be I knew I was most likely spending the night. This is kind of a good first impression. Not bro opens up the front door in his robe. With nothing but his underwear underneath. Now I walk in and there is literally clutter and mess on every surface everywhere. The pathways to walk through the house were clean. And it wasn't he was hoarding stuff. It's just I don't know, just random stuff literally everywhere. There was nowhere to sit. And I was a little taken back, but I was trying to act fine because again, I'm trying not to judge, right? And I'm already there. So he goes and gets me a wine glass. We're having a good time. I'm not gonna make it into something that it's not. I had a good time. We were laughing. We were texting my friends. We were taking photos, watching TV, just kind of getting to know each other. I kept trying to fall asleep and I could not fall asleep. I did not get maybe more than collectively 30 minutes of sleep. Something felt off. Something didn't feel quite right. And so it was about 7 or 8 a.m. and I just decided I was just gonna sneak out while he was sleeping, but he woke up while I was getting dressed. I made an excuse and left. At this point, I kind of thought that maybe he wasn't feeling it as well, because that next day he texts me saying that he's not really looking to get close to anyone because he wants to eventually move to a different location and he loves women too much. And this really caught me off guard because we had conversations about what we're looking for. He never said that he was poly, he wanted an open relationship. Never once did he make it seem like we weren't dating with the intention to be in a relationship kind of thing. I even tried to give him an out. I was it's okay if you're not feeling it anymore. And he made some joke. But I really enjoyed talking to him through text and on the phone, having all the information looking back. Is when we were in person, I didn't enjoy those interactions as much, but I really enjoyed texting him and I enjoyed talking to him on the phone. We just kind of continued to talk. We were both just very busy during this time. I've never really had a healthy progressing relationship, so I didn't know what it was supposed to look like or not look like. So in my head, I thought we were working towards a relationship. He had mentioned that he wanted me to get my passport so that we could travel. Like, it just seemed in my neurodivergent head that we were heading towards a relationship. Fast forward to February 28th. This was the day that my divorce with my ex-husband was finalized. He's like, you should come and we should party and have a good time. And I was like, yeah, cool. Like, let's do that. I drove. I didn't mind driving. I don't still. Like, if you know the story with my current boyfriend, he is long distance and travels for work, and I never mind driving to him. So I was like, yeah, let me come see you for a few days. Looking back on this, it's crazy. I can't believe that this was only my second overnight with him. I feel like we created an artificial sense of emotional security and availability from him because of how much we were texting and talking on the phone. It felt like a relationship. He was calling me baby, babe. Like, we were having all of those things. He was making jokes about us going to a wedding together because I had a friend that was going to get married that November. I felt like, yeah, we're heading towards that. So I drive to Denver. I guess bro started drinking earlier in the night, something like that. Because when I showed up, he is butt naked on his porch. And guys, like, he lives in the suburbs. I was just like, what's going on? This whole visit, there were weird things. He was like talking about me being his baby mama because he didn't have any kids, but as far as he knew, he could have kids. He was making comments about like that I would be a great mother to his child. And then he was also talking about trying to make me the beneficiary on his account. I should have followed through with that one. And then there were points during these 4 or 5 days I was staying with him. He was like trying to put a ring on my finger. And I would have never acted on any of this. It's not like I really thought, oh, we were about to get engaged. It's not that. It's not like I thought, oh, I'm about to have a man with this baby. Absolutely not. But it was more of like confirming this emotional closeness that I thought we were moving towards something. During the 5 days that I was with him, he drank 7 liters of vodka. And now your girl likes to throw it back. You guys know, but that's too much for me. Like, I'm the type that I'll drink one night. I don't need to drink that next night. And I'm definitely not drinking through like, I'm not waking up and drinking. Like, that is not a thing. I'll take a few drinks. I'm done. It is a good time. Let me go to sleep and sleep it off kind of thing. But it was like literally he continually had alcohol in his system and I had sobered up. And I did drink a little bit here and there from that, but not like that. Like maybe like a shot or something, like nothing like this. As much as this should have been the biggest red flag ever, it wasn't. I've never encountered an alcoholic before, ever. For me, I thought maybe he just drank too much because that other night that we were together, he just drank a little bit of wine. Like, he didn't have vodka or anything. Maybe he just overdid it. Like, we've all been there where we just drank too much. And so that was my thinking with it. Regardless, it was still a good time. We had gotten closer. At some points, he did start to sober up a little bit. We did talk about our feelings. And so overall, the vibe of this entire thing is we are getting closer. Now, guys, as I said, I ignored a lot of red flags. Near the end of me being there for about 4 days, I think I was there, it just got to be too much. If you've ever been sober but been around a very intoxicated person, it just is not that much fun. And I just was not having fun anymore. I told him I was gonna leave. He didn't want me to leave. And I was standing against a wall and he like punched the wall by me because he was upset that I was leaving. I was just kind of like, didn't love that. But at the same time, I kind of just like was like, well, he was drinking a lot. But the problem is that once I went home and he sobered up, suddenly he became a different person. And it's like, he got scared of us getting closer, and he did have commitment issues. I'm not going to air his personal stuff out here, but he had some legitimate, valid issues around relationships and losing people. And so I try to be very understanding of that. I was very understanding of his work. But from this point on, he had mentioned a couple times that we were just friends with benefits. And it was confusing because sometimes he would act like we're a relationship. It was just confusing. And I would have some guys ask me if I was single, and I didn't know how to answer. I truly did not know if I was single. Like, according to him, we're just friends with benefits, so I am, but then he's acting like we're in a relationship at the same time. And there were a few times that I was like on my phone, not doing anything, like on Google, and he thought I was texting another guy. You're acting like we're together, but we aren't. And after about the third time of him saying that we're just friends with benefits, I still continued to talk to him and all of that, but I was like, I'm going back on the dating apps. We've been talking, seeing each other for about 4 or 5 months at this point, and I'm just like, it's not really going anywhere. I don't like how it feels. It feels confusing. I'm confused all the time, and it's messing with me. So no. The last time I saw him was what like sealed it in for me. He had drank way too much to a point like he could not even dress himself. Like, it was just too much. At one point I was going to leave, and I was only there because I was actually concerned about him. I was worried about him drinking that much and being that intoxicated by himself in his house if something were to happen. Like, at the end of the day, this was someone that, while I wouldn't say like I was romantically in love with him, because I wasn't, I did care about him. And so I was like, I don't want to just leave him like that. And so I went over there, and it was no. The alcoholic life is not for me at all. It was horrible. I ended up pouring his vodka down the sink, and he got mad at me, and he's like, if you don't bring back alcohol, it's going to be the end of us. I was like, it's been the end of us. Like, what are you talking about, bro? He did at one point try to force me into some acts. He was super drunk, so like nothing was even close to being successful. He didn't want me to leave, and he grabbed my romper and literally ripped my romper. So at this point, I'm just like, this is not attractive at all. I'm not even trying to pursue a relationship with him. I'm already starting to talk to my boyfriend at this point. We weren't together. I was still single. We hadn't even met in person yet, but we were just kind of getting to know each other. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And I did give him an ultimatum before all of this. Either we're exclusive, we're in a relationship, I'm your girlfriend, or I'm moving on to people who know what they want. And even with that, he still clung to he loves women too much. He's like, we haven't been seeing each other for that long. I was like, it's been like 6 months now, bro. Like, no. I was just like, okay, I'm done with this. And I moved myself on. I did still stay in some type of contact with him, but it was very platonic. This should be the end of this crazy story, but it's not. It's actually not. Once my boyfriend and I were exclusive, when he would talk to me, he would send me like cat memes or airplane thing. Like, it wasn't anything where I needed to be like, oh, I'm with someone now, because in my head, I already gave you that ultimatum. You said no, we're just moving on and we'll just be friends. I had no plans of ever seeing him in person again or anything like that. So the night that my boyfriend and I became exclusive, the pilot texts me like, hey, do you want to come over? Like, clearly it was for a hookup. So I basically said, hey, we can't see each other anymore. It's probably best we don't talk. I'm with someone now. So I cut things off with him. All he said was, oh, wow. And I didn't hear from him again. At this point, I just thought, like, there's no reason to block him. He always made it seem like once it's cut off with someone, he doesn't like circle back or anything like that. And with his commitment issues, I was like, he's not going to be coming back. Like, well, no. Then about 10 days later, he called me in the middle of the night, drunk, and like couldn't find his phone. Like, he lost his phone and couldn't find it and needed help on Apple and blah, blah, blah. I was like, maybe we can just be friends. That is when he called me, and I have the call log. I have all of the things. He called me 50 times in the middle of the night through FaceTime. It was to a point, like, during the day too, like, he continued until I blocked him and had to change my number. It would go through my kid's iPad, and they'd be like, so-and-so's calling, mom. I'm like, what the heck? And I'm also very frustrated because I'm like, you wasted my time, bro. Like, you're acting this way, but you chose this. I told you time and time again. I gave you chance, and I talked to you time and time again. I did end up like changing my phone number and all of those things so he would stop calling. Fast forward to January, my dad was sick in the ICU in Houston, and I live in Colorado Springs. My sister lives in Tulsa. So essentially, like, I was trying to find us a quick way to get the ICU. We didn't know how long he had. And then we also needed to get back up to Canada for my dad's stuff, because that's where my dad's condo and stuff was. In panic, I reached out to him with my new phone number and was like, can you help us out? Obviously, I figured it out. My dad passed, unfortunately, and we just figured it out because he never responded to me. He would text me here and there, but I just ignored him. Like, I literally ignored him. I was like, I'm not changing my phone number again, and as long as I don't engage in this, it'd be fine. Like, as long as he doesn't start drinking, it'd be fine. And then in February, he sent me a racist Valentine's card. I mean, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to show it because I don't want to offend anyone, but it was racist. That was when I was like, nope, I'm done. That's not anything I'm going to tolerate. Obviously, my oldest is biracial. It's just not okay. It is not okay. And yes, he knew my boyfriend was black. After that, I blocked him and I did not talk to him again. About once a month, he would call me. It would come from an unknown number because he's blocked. And so you have to like block your phone number to do that. And I would answer it because during this time is also when my oldest son, who has some chronic health issues, like I was like, I don't know if it's the hospital calling doctors, like I don't know exactly what's happening, so I'm going to answer the phone. And I would pick it up, I would hear his voice and hang up, and he would immediately call back. And during this time, my boyfriend's like, let me handle it, let me handle it, let me handle it. And I was like, no, like I just didn't want drama. So I was like, no, I can handle it. He's harmless. It's not really reaching a point that's too crazy. In June, he called once and hung up. That's when my boyfriend was just over it, understandably. I told him, I said, look, if he does it again, I will let you handle it. So like 2 days before my birthday, he was like, happy upcoming birthday, beautiful woman, have the best day ever. And this was crazy because we never messaged on Facebook. I don't know how he found out my Facebook because during this time, my Facebook was under my maiden name, not my last name, like my married last name I go by that he knew. And I was like, how did you even find my Facebook? I didn't say anything. I immediately blocked him. I am not giving him any feedback during this time. If I had a conversation with him and I would understand, but every time just hang up. And so with this, I didn't say anything. I just blocked him. It came at 11 p.m. at night, so I knew most likely he had been drinking because that's his MO. The next morning, he apparently called me a couple of times and then left a voicemail.
Hey, it's me. I just wanted to say happy birthday to you in a few days.
It was the next day. Do you even know when my birthday was?
If you're like angry at me or...
I don't know if you're angry with me or not. I hadn't talked to him in 6 months.
I would love if we can talk or figure out like what you're thinking and stuff like that, or what I'm thinking. So you're a good person and I just want you to be happy. That's it.
So I gave my boyfriend the pilot's number. Since then, the pilot has not called me. So there was some drama. My sister also reached out to him too. He was just a hot mess. I honestly didn't know what the warning signs of alcoholism is. It was definitely an issue and not something that I would want to be a part of. There were just too many problems that I just didn't see. And maybe had we spent more time together, closer together, I would have saw it sooner. But it was us actually spending in-person time was very much spread out. And then all I had was this very emotional, available person through text and phone. And so it wasn't until that last time I saw him that I was like, yeah, this is not something I'd ever want to do with on a regular basis. I would never want him around my kids. Like, this isn't even someone I really want to like be in-person friends with. People are like, why did you even try talking to him when he called you that night? And it was honestly because I was like, we could just be friends through text. That's where I was thinking with it. But clearly that didn't work out. I don't think anyone's going to have any questions, but if you do, I will clear them up because there's this gap between him and my boyfriend. I never cheated on anyone. Like, by the time that I had even met my boyfriend in person, I had completely cut things off with him. We were literally just sending each other memes and it was very platonic. But yeah, that is the pilot story. Love you guys.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go.